Fans worldwide have found solace and amusement in Jenna Fischer for many years. Even she was unaware of the surprise conflict developing behind the grins. When physicians gave her a diagnosis that rocked her world, a routine checkup became a life-altering event. What was the actress's reaction to the heartbreaking news? And what unexpected choice did she make that inspired and devastated her fans? Her story takes an unexpected emotional turn as she comes forward to tell her struggle. Join us as we learn more about Jenna Fischer's valiant battle and the message she hopes will forever alter people's lives. Early life roots. Born Regina Marie Fischer in Fort Wayne, Indiana on March 7, 1974, Jenna Fischer grew up primarily in St. Louis, Missouri. Because her father was an engineer and her mother taught history, she was surrounded by artistic stimulus during her formative years. As a child, participating in school plays and neighborhood theater ignited Fischer's love for acting. It's interesting to note that she took the same dance class as Ellie Kemper, who would go on to co-star with her on The Office, even though neither of them anticipated sharing a screen. Fischer attended Truman State University after graduating from Nerinx Hall High School, where she first majored in pre-law before changing to theater. She honed her narrative abilities and stage presence while earning a Bachelor of Arts in Theater with a minor in journalism. Now that she had her degree, she was prepared to pursue her goals in Hollywood. Initial career struggles. Fischer's early years in Hollywood were fraught with difficulties, much like many budding performers. She had great expectations when she relocated to Los Angeles in the late 1990s, but she quickly encountered the harsh realities of the entertainment business. She worked as a typist and a receptionist, among other odd jobs, to make ends meet. Despite lacking psychic powers, she even worked as a telephone psychic to pay her rent. Her tryouts did not impress the casting directors, who frequently told her she was not Hollywood enough to be a leading lady. She remained loyal to her authentic and approachable attitude and refused to fit in. Following years of rejection, Fischer's skill began to be recognized when she was cast in minor roles in television series like 6 Feet Under and Spin City. Although it also helped her develop the tenacity that would characterize her career, she later referred to this time as one of the most challenging periods of her life. Breakthrough with The Office. When Jenna Fischer was chosen to play Pam Beesly on NBC's The Office, her life was permanently altered. But landing the job wasn't simple. She was one of hundreds who tried out, and casting directors wanted her to improvise rather than read from a script. In keeping with Pam's persona, Fischer gave a subtle, clumsy, yet charming performance that set her apart. To complement Pam's reserved manner, she even adopted an unusual strategy of going to the audition without makeup and purposefully maintaining low enthusiasm. After landing the position, Fischer enthusiastically accepted Pam's transformation from a shy receptionist to a self-assured artist and entrepreneur. One of the most adored couples on television was the chemistry between her and John Krasinski's character, Jim Halpert. Because they grew so devoted to her performance, fans frequently believed she was a real-life Pam. Fischer became well-known when her performance in 2007 won her a nomination for a Primetime Emmy. Film debut, Lolly Love. Before becoming well-known, thanks to The Office, Jenna Fischer worked on a side project called Lolly Love. Together with her then-husband James Gunn, she co-wrote and directed the independent mockumentary in 2014, a bold and humorous look at misdirected charitable endeavors. Fischer portrayed herself as an upper-middle-class woman who, with her husband, gives lollipops to homeless people because she thinks it's a good deed. Fischer even used her house and personal connections as part of the production, which was done on a very tight budget. Lolly Love's witty humor and unvarnished sincerity won praise despite its modest budget. In addition to providing Fischer with her first directing experience, the production demonstrated her comic genius. The experience prepared her for future creative pursuits by helping her comprehend the complexity of filmmaking, even though she subsequently acknowledged that the filming process was taxing. Role in Blades of Glory. Jenna Fischer broadened her comedic horizons in the 2007 blockbuster Blades of Glory by co-starring with Jon Heder and Will Ferrell. In the movie, she portrayed Katie Van Waldenberg, the amiable but troubled younger sister of a nasty figure skating pair. She expressed a more glamorous and whimsical side in this role, significantly changing her office persona. Interestingly, Fisher had to practice ice skating to get the job, even though she acknowledged she wasn't very good at it. Her relationship with Jon Heder made the movie more endearing, and her comedic timing kept viewers interested. With a global box office total of nearly $145 million, the film further solidified Fisher's reputation as a lucrative performer outside of television. Later, she disclosed that while Blades of Glory was one of her most physically taxing films she'd ever worked on, it was also one of the most enjoyable. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story. With Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story in 2007, a satire of music biopics starring John C. Reilly, Fisher further demonstrated her versatility. She portrayed the love interest of fictional musician Dewey Cox, Darlene Madison Cox. Fisher enthusiastically embraced the extravagant sexual tension and dramatic musical passages, which delightfully parodied movie cliches from Walk the Line and Ray. Fisher's sensual performance of Let's Duet, purposefully loaded with double entendres, was one of the film's most memorable moments. Despite not doing well at the box office, Walk Hard became a cult favorite when critics applauded her humorous portrayal. Fisher acknowledged that being a starring lady in a musical comedy was a dream come true, and many admirers were taken aback by her vocal prowess. The movie is still regarded as one of her most distinctive works, proving she could compete with comic industry experts. The promotion and critical acclaim. Fisher played a more complex and realistic part in The Promotion in 2008, co-starring with John C. Reilly and Seann William Scott. Fisher portrayed Scott's shrewd but loving wife in the workplace dramedy, which followed two workers competing for the same managerial position at a grocery store. In contrast to her prior parts in more general comedies, The Promotion demonstrated her capacity to give a more reserved character nuance and realism. Her performance was praised by critics who said she made the plot more relatable and warm. The movie earned favorable reviews from independent film fans and was well accepted at festivals. After years of portraying Pam on The Office, Fisher said she was interested in the project because it seemed like a more adult take on office politics, something she could identify with. The Promotion was a significant step in demonstrating Fisher's versatility beyond sitcom-style humor, even though it wasn't a big hit. Hall Pass and mainstream success. In the raucous comedy Hall Pass, which the Farrelly brothers directed, Jenna Fisher played Maggie. Fisher, who co-starred with Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis, brought warmth and humor to the role of Wilson's character's grounded but frustrated wife. Hall Pass examined marriage dynamics while heavily relying on its ridiculous premise, giving married men a free pass to cheat, allowing Fisher to demonstrate her trademark mix of humor and genuine relatability. The movie was a commercial triumph, earning over $80 million worldwide and securing Fisher's position in popular Hollywood comedies. Hall Pass proved she could compete in big-screen ensemble casts, even if The Office had already established her as a household celebrity. Her and Wilson's innate chemistry gave their on-screen marriage a genuine feel and brought an emotional depth to a movie full of hilarious scenes. Collaborations with Lee Kirk. Jenna Fisher's collaboration with her husband, writer-director Lee Kirk, blossomed in the 2012 independent romantic comedy The Great Mechanical Man, which struck a chord with viewers seeking something unusual and poignant. Fisher portrayed Janice, a lady struggling to find purpose in her life, and unexpectedly connects with Chris Messina's character, a street entertainer painted silver. Fisher co-produced the movie, which examined themes of self-acceptance, loneliness, and the pursuit of real connection in a society fixated on traditional accomplishment. The picture is a quiet gem among independent movies because of the widespread admiration for Fisher and Messina's chemistry. The fact that Fisher was expecting her first child at the time of filming made the project highly personal to her and gave it even more significance. In contrast to Hollywood blockbusters, The Great Mechanical Man gained popularity through streaming and word of mouth, demonstrating that poignant narrative can still be successful in a spectacle-driven field. You, Me, and the Apocalypse. You, Me, and the Apocalypse in 2015, a daring comedy drama that addressed the end of the world with a balance of humor and existential dread, had one of Fisher's most distinctive portrayals. In the role of Rhonda McNeil, a mild-mannered librarian who was wrongfully imprisoned, Fisher seized the opportunity to venture beyond her typical humorous roles. Fisher demonstrated her dramatic range as her character changed from a nervous rule follower to a resolute, resourceful survivor. Rob Lowe and Megan Mullally were among the ensemble cast members of the NBC series, which followed a wide range of characters as they navigated the approaching end of the world. Despite its intriguing premise, fans were left on an unsolved cliffhanger when You, Me, and the Apocalypse ended, after just one season. Nonetheless, Fisher received a lot of appreciation for her performance, with several reviewers pointing out that she gave a plot that was otherwise chaotic, heart, and depth. The program is still a hidden gem for those who enjoy unusual, thought-provoking television. Splitting Up Together. Fisher played Lena in ABC's Splitting Up Together, a sitcom that examined the contemporary intricacies of marriage and family from 2018 to 2019. Fisher and Oliver Hudson played a couple who decided to get a divorce but kept living together as co-parents. Although the premise had humorous aspects, the sitcom also touched on poignant and emotional moments that many viewers who had gone through similar family relationships could relate to. Fisher did a funny and heartwarming job as Lena, a lady rediscovering herself after years of putting her family first. Her and Hudson's chemistry gave the show depth and made their intermittent relationship fascinating. Despite its brief two-season run, Splitting Up Together acquired a devoted following that valued its refreshingly candid perspective on relationships. In her subsequent reflections, Fisher highlighted how the position allowed her to delve into topics of resilience, personal development, and redefining love outside conventional norms. Podcast venture, Office Ladies. Fisher and her co-star on The Office and best friend in real life, Angela Kinsey, got together in 2019 to start Office Ladies, a behind-the-scenes viral podcast. With Fisher and Kinsey sharing intimate tales, trade secrets, and amusing anecdotes from their time on set, the podcast gives viewers a close-up look at every episode of The Office. They've become even more beloved by their listeners because of their chemistry and camaraderie, making the podcast feel like a conversation between old friends. The program became extremely popular, frequently reaching the top of podcast charts and winning the 2021 iHeartRadio Program of the Year award. Beyond merely recreating The Office, Office Ladies has preserved the show's history by fostering a sense of camaraderie and nostalgia among viewers. Fisher has expressed gratitude to the podcast for helping her reconnect with the program and recognize its influence on fans and pop culture. Authorship, The Actor's Life. The Actor's Life, a survival guide written by Fisher in 2017, provides prospective actors with a candid and funny look at the difficulties of pursuing a career in Hollywood. Fisher offers helpful guidance and amusing anecdotes, drawing from her experiences of being rejected, working temporary jobs, and having trouble getting auditions. The book is both a warning and an encouragement, recognizing the challenges of the business while urging aspiring performers to persevere. The Actor's Life is a valuable resource for anyone entering the entertainment industry, since, unlike other celebrity memoirs, it's organized as a guide with advice on everything from networking to headshots. Even people not in show business will find the book entertaining due to Fisher's honest narrative and trademark wit. Since then, the book has received accolades for its genuineness, and many readers have expressed gratitude for Fisher's readiness to discuss the less glamorous aspects of Hollywood stardom. Personal life and family. Beyond her work in Hollywood, Fisher cherishes her personal life and frequently shares her thoughts on balance and family. Long before his Guardians of the Galaxy stardom, she married filmmaker James Gunn in the year 2000. The two split amicably in 2008, although they continued to support one another's work. While working on The Giant Mechanical Man, she met screenwriter and director Lee Kirk, with whom she fell in love again in 2020. After getting married in a touching ceremony in Malibu, the couple has raised their 2 kids and started a family. Fisher prioritizes a modest, family-focused lifestyle despite her wealth, and she frequently shares stories about parenting and the pleasures of child-rearing. She's discussed the value of preserving a work-life balance and selecting positions that enable her to spend time with her family. Her grounded demeanor and realistic approach to motherhood have only served to win over her admirers further, demonstrating that with the correct attitude, family and celebrity can coexist. Breast cancer diagnosis. Jenna Fisher received devastating news in December 2023 after a routine mammography revealed that she had stage 1 triple-positive breast cancer. She was able to get a lumpectomy, 12 rounds of chemotherapy, and 3 weeks of radiation therapy because of the early detection. Fisher shared her experience with fans to raise awareness and handled the process with incredible fortitude. Instead of avoiding the spotlight, she shared sections of her journey on social media to inspire others going through similar struggles. She helped destigmatize conversations about cancer, especially the difficulties of preserving normalcy amid uncertainty, by being candid about the psychological and physical effects of therapy. Fisher also attributed her network of friends, family, and co-stars on The Office for helping her stay positive. Her tale struck a deep chord with fans, demonstrating that courage and vulnerability can motivate countless others, even in the most trying circumstances. Advocacy for early detection. Jenna Fisher used her experience of being diagnosed with breast cancer to spearhead a strong campaign for early detection. She used her position to advocate for routine mammograms and emphasize the value of preventative health checks. She discussed how her diagnosis came as a surprise in interviews and social media posts, highlighting the life-saving potential of routine checkups. Fisher urged women to speak up for themselves regarding medical issues and brought attention to the inequalities in healthcare access. She collaborated with groups that raise cancer awareness, participating in fundraising events and giving speeches to raise awareness. Many admirers posted experiences booking their screenings after hearing her story, demonstrating how her message struck a deep chord with them. Fisher's activism transcended numbers by making the discussion urgent, personal, and emotional. She turned a difficult period in her life into a purpose to assist others in putting their health first by being open about her experience. Support from The Office family. Jenna Fisher received steadfast support from her The Office family during her cancer treatment. Her intimate bond with Angela Kinsey, which was already established through their Office Ladies podcast, grew even stronger as Kinsey emerged as one of her strongest supporters. Fisher received frequent check-ins from Kinsey, who also provided emotional support and, when necessary, accompanied her to appointments. The supportive responses from other cast members such as Steve Carell, Rainn Wilson, and Mindy Kaling demonstrated that the relationships forged on the show went beyond the set. Her on-screen husband, John Krasinski, also offered sincere words of encouragement. The close-knit family environment that The Office promoted was recalled through their camaraderie. The cast's unwavering love and support for one another touched fans, confirming that their chemistry was based on genuine, enduring friendships rather than merely excellent acting. Balancing motherhood and career. Jenna Fisher believes that being a mother is her most significant role, even with her lucrative acting profession. Weston and Harper are the couple's 2 children, and Fisher's been open about the difficulties of juggling motherhood and Hollywood life. In contrast to many celebrities who put their jobs first, Fisher values her family's privacy and ensures her children have a regular upbringing. From managing nighttime routines to responding to challenging inquiries on her health journey, she's discussed the pleasures and challenges of being a parent. Fisher, who emphasizes that her family always comes first, has also declined some assignments to be there for her kids. Despite her hectic schedule, she fits in weekend excursions, school functions, and treasured family customs. Fans connect with her approach to motherhood, demonstrating that despite being in the spotlight, she never loses sight of what's essential. Children's perspective on The Office. Despite being adored by millions for her portrayal of Pam Beesly on The Office, Jenna Fisher's kids are unexpectedly uninterested in the program. In interviews, she stated that Harper and Weston know their mother's iconic role, but have never been pressured to watch it. This has resulted in humorous situations, such as when Fisher's children were shocked to discover that she and John Krasinski were not married. Fisher acknowledges their lack of interest and says they'll likely find the series independently when they're older. She told a funny story about how her son's friend noticed her with excitement, but Weston dismissed it as just another day with mom. Fisher's children are blissfully ignorant of how well-liked their mother's character is in popular culture, unlike other celebrity children who grow up enjoying their parents' stardom. Teaching moments amidst health challenges. In addition to being a personal hardship, Jenna Fisher's fight with cancer served as a teaching moment for her kids. Fisher decided to be honest with them and explain the issue in a way they could comprehend, rather than hiding the truth of her diagnosis. She welcomed candid discussions about their anxieties and reassured them that she was getting first-rate medical treatment. She used storytelling and comedy to make the treatment less intimidating, likening chemotherapy to superhero medicine, assisting her in combating the cancerous cells. Her children witnessed her tenacity directly, and her openness helped them feel secure. In her home, the strategy also spurred more general discussions on empathy, health, and the value of helping loved ones through trying times. Fisher transformed a trying time into a chance for her family to grow emotionally and understand her by sharing her journey's setbacks and triumphs. Return to acting. After her cancer treatment, Jenna Fisher triumphantly returned to acting, embracing her art with a fresh appreciation and perspective. Although she'd never formally left Hollywood, numerous projects were put on hold due to her health issues. Fisher was eager to take on new roles and eased back into the profession once she felt strong enough. Both fans and co-workers enthusiastically embraced her return, with many praising her fortitude. Fisher viewed this new chapter as a fresh start rather than a continuation of her previous work, where she could focus on work that genuinely inspired her and be more selective with her initiatives. She also mentioned how she now appreciates the small pleasures in her work, like being on set and reading tables. Her comeback was more than just an acting gig, it was a personal triumph, demonstrating that she had triumphed over one of the most challenging struggles of her life. Mean Girls adaptation. Jenna Fisher played Mrs. Heron, Katie's well-meaning but rather out-of-touch mother, in the much-anticipated movie adaptation of the Broadway musical Mean Girls in February 2023. Fisher was excited to be involved in a production with such a rich cultural heritage, and this casting signified her comeback to the big screen. Her portrayal of a character that combined warmth and humor, qualities she's mastered throughout her career, excited her fans with parts from the popular Broadway musical. The film, which was based on the cherished 2004 classic, sought to introduce the legendary story to a new audience. Fisher demonstrated her ability to switch between television and movies with ease by bringing her trademark charm to the part. Fisher's performance added another noteworthy role to her already impressive resume, showcasing her flawless comedic timing and ability to give her characters depth. Second Drink podcast launch. In November 2024, Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey launched Second Drink, which furthered their podcasting career. This new endeavor offers a different viewpoint on The Office by revisiting important episodes with untold anecdotes and insights from cast and crew, in contrast to Office Ladies, which provided behind-the-scenes discussion. The informal and conversational style of the podcast adds a personal touch that appeals to fans, much like how old friends catch up over a second round of drinks. In addition to discussing pop culture, entertainment, and personal experiences outside of The Office, the pair creates a nostalgic and novel space. In addition to providing new viewers with a close-up look at the cherished program, Fisher has voiced excitement about providing devoted viewers with a cause to rediscover their enchantment of The Office. In a light-hearted and captivating manner, the initiative showcases Fisher and Kinsey's continuing relationship and dedication to preserving the Dunder Mifflin culture. Social media presence. Jenna Fisher's friendly, witty, and grounded attitude is reflected in her social media presence. She regularly posts nostalgic throwbacks to The Office, humorous parenting anecdotes, and behind-the-scenes glimpses into her profession. She combines personal musings with work-related updates, particularly on Instagram, frequently infused with her trademark humor. Whether it's a funny conversation with Angela Kinsey, a relatable mom moment, or a sneak peek at her most recent work, fans adore her unvarnished posts. She makes sure that her influence goes beyond entertainment by using her position to advocate for causes such as breast cancer and refugee aid. Fisher particularly likes interacting with fans directly through fan art sharing, Q&A sessions, or reposting humorous Office-related articles. Because of her genuineness, she's had a devoted fan base for years after The Office concluded, demonstrating that her appeal goes well beyond her portrayal of Pam Beesly. Involvement in charitable organizations. Jenna Fisher has always had a strong desire to give back, and her work with Mary's List, a nonprofit organization that assists refugee families with their resettlement in the United States, is one of her most noteworthy endeavors. She actively generates funds and awareness to offer vital services to families looking for a fresh start while serving on the board of directors. Fisher frequently highlights personal tales on her platform and invites her followers to donate to specific causes, such as housing help, school supplies, or employment aid. In addition to Mary's List, she's backed several causes, such as studies on breast cancer and programs for kids' education. Her charitable endeavors demonstrate her profound compassion and dedication to creating a real impact. Fisher's approach is more hands-on and personal, emulating the compassion and kindness that fans have grown to associate with her both on and off-screen, in contrast to many celebrities who concentrate on high-profile charitable events. Reflections on fame. Jenna Fisher has spent years in Hollywood, yet she's never let her status define her. She often tells amusing stories about being confused for other celebrities, such as Amy Adams, a typical occurrence even their moms have made fun of. Fisher has talked openly about the bizarre paradox of being well-known, yet still feeling like an ordinary person, describing times when people didn't recognize her voice until she realized she was Pam from The Office. Fisher maintains her groundedness and attributes her humility to her Midwestern upbringing. Unlike some performers who strive for fame, Fisher prioritizes her family and close-knit friendships over Hollywood glitz. She's also admitted to the difficulties of celebrity, including the strain of public scrutiny and the sporadic, unpleasant fan encounters. However, she accepts her exceptional fame with appreciation and humor, grateful that The Office provided her with a legacy she can be proud of without letting it take over her life. Future projects. Jenna Fisher is a storyteller, an actress who's constantly seeking new challenges. She continues to look for varied roles that highlight her versatility, even though she's still very much rooted in her Office heritage. She's recently been working on various movies and television shows, including an upcoming dramedy examining contemporary relationships intricacies. Fisher, who began her career in theater before becoming well-known on television, also indicated an interest in returning to the stage. She's also been working on a scripted comedy project, which raises the prospect of becoming a producer. Although specifics are still unknown, fans are excited to see what she'll do next because they know she's talented in choosing parts that make people laugh and feel something. Fisher's commitment to her art guarantees that whatever she does next will be entertaining, whether comedy, drama, or something completely different. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon